Lawrence S. Harris was an incredibly important member of the Group of Seven. In fact, A.Y. Jackson says that if it wasn't for Harris, there would have been no Group of Seven.
He was also incredibly wealthy.
His family owned Massey Harris, Massey Ferguson Farm Machining. Well, his great-great-grandfather or something like that invented the square hay bale binder that we all knew and grew up with as kids. That made him incredibly wealthy. And by the time he came along, his family was so successful that he didn't have to follow the family trade and keep it going. In fact, he was lucky enough to be told by his parents to do whatever he wanted to do. And if he chose something, he better stick to it and give 100% of his time and life to it. And he chose art. It's a darn good thing that he did. Lawrence Harris shared the same vision as Jim McDonald. They both saw a new Canadian identity based around a new Canadian art movement. And thus, they met at the Toronto Arts and Letters Club and began to discuss this. Well, McDonald was so impressed with what Lawrence Harris was talking about that he had to introduce Lawrence Harris to Tom Thomson. When Harris saw Thomson's paintings, I mean, it just lifted the lid right off his roof, and it gave them the credence to try and create a new art movement here. Lawrence Harris was actually a really, really cool guy because he saw talent in Tom Thomson and A.Y. Jackson. But both of these men couldn't afford to paint full-time because they weren't making money as artists. So, Lawrence Harris said, hey, quit your jobs, guys. Move into this studio here. I'll pay for everything you need. Food, rent, wages, you name it, you got it. Just please start painting. And so they both did. And I mean, this is an incredible meeting that was forced upon by Lawrence Harris. And that meeting was, again, crucially important. But all these men coalesced into a group of painters, and they were eventually going to become the Group of Seven.